DJ and PK, the Utah Mammoth erased two separate deficits, killed a late penalty, and beat the New York Rangers 3-2 in overtime. On Monday night at Madison Square Garden, Sean Durzi with the overtime game winner, 66 seconds into the 3-on-3, and the Mammoth come home taking 2 of 3 on this road trip to start 2026. Beat the Islanders 7-2 Thursday, lost 4-1 at the Devils on Saturday, and came from behind twice to defeat the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden 3-2 on Monday night. It was a game where the Mammoth dominated. 5-on-5, even strength, outshot the Rangers 26-14, but got into some penalty problems in the second period. The Rangers able to capitalize twice. Utah then, as I said, killed that late penalty in the third period to force the game to overtime. Getting the scoring started for Utah just 4 minutes and 11 seconds after they fell behind 1-0 in the second period. Who else but Dylan Guenther, his 21st.
They're promptly turned away by Ian Cole. Here's Guenther flying in. Guenther shoots. Pad save off the post and in. Dylan Guenther scores to tie the game at 1.
15th goal out of 21 this year for Guenther that ties the game or gives Utah the lead. Utah was without Guenther in the third period. He took a big hit, missed 13 minutes of game time, and was not out there with Utah trailing in the third. So 1-1, Mammoth take 2 penalties simultaneously. Brandon Tanev, Alexander Kerfoot down 5-on-3 in a 1-all game. Rangers took a 2-1 lead. We went to the third. Mammoth were trailing. But Michael Carcone got his second goal in 2 games and got the equalizer for Utah.
At the center red line, Justin Dowling gave it away, and Carcone penetrates the offensive zone. Carcone backs his way in and scores! Michael Carcone breaks out the bulldozer and plows Utah's second goal into the back of the net.
And after killing that big penalty, we went to overtime, and Utah didn't waste much time before Sean Durzi was there to put the puck in the back of the net.
Lawson Krause has been fantastic the last several weeks, really all season. He's on the ice right now with Schmaltz and with Durzi. Schmaltz, pass across. Durzi trying to pass it back. It comes to Krause. Krause, Schmaltz, back door, and they score! Sean Durzi wins it in overtime here at Madison Square Garden.
So the Mammoth now back tied for that wildcard spot in the Western Conference. After all that, headed home for 24 of their final 39 games in the regular season, starting with a 7-game homestand that opens on Wednesday at 7 p.m. against Ottawa. We'll have it for you on the AM side, 1280, the KSL Sports Zone. But let's get back to the game, and let's hear what Michael Carcone said after tying things up in the third and getting another big goal for the Mammoth.
As a whole, mentally engaged was the word Krause used coming off the first. You guys were in this one. I guess, how do you elevate where you guys were in the second period to the way you finished?
Yeah, I thought we played them well all night, to be honest. They capitalized on power plays, and I'm proud of the boys. We stuck with it there in the third period and came out and got the win.
What can you say about the pressure applied in the third to stay on them?
Yeah, we knew we were playing well. We just wanted to get pucks behind them, play the right way, and eventually it would go in, so we were just being patient.
And then just obviously celebrating an OT win with Durzi. I know he was really wanting that one coming out of the box after that penalty.
Yeah, I think his head might have grown 3 sizes, but I'm happy for him. He deserves it. He's a big part of our team and creates a lot of offense, so it's nice to see him get one.
When this team is rolling, there's contributions up and down the lineup again tonight. You've had a lot of goals recently. What are you seeing out of this group when they have that offense going?
Yeah, I think every line has an identity. With my line specifically, we just want to get pucks deep and hunt. I got 2 big bodies I'm playing with that can get the puck back. So just put it in places for them and, get the pucks to the net and just crash. So.
2 wins on this road trip. How important was it to get those 2 points tonight and move on to a 7-game homestand with that momentum?
Yeah, absolutely. We knew this trip's going to be important. We obviously see the standings and where we are. So, to get 2 wins on this trip and get home is going to be great.
You also have 2 games in 2 straight games. What are you liking about what's working for you and your line?
It's the NHL. It happens. There's 82 games, so sometimes they happen in stretches or whatever. It's I don't know. Just sometimes it goes in.
When you see a guy like Daniel Boo battling out with a guy like Matt Rumpy, what do you think that does to your team?
It's great. You know, he's, I don't even know how old, 19, 20, 21. You know, it's pretty impressive. Obviously, everyone knows who he is and what he brings to their team. So for him to get in there and battle is it's awesome to see.
Carl Malcolm made a couple glove saves to keep your team in it. How big was he tonight?
Yeah, he's huge. You know, I think he's got top 3 wins in the league for a reason. You know, he's been a rock for us all year, and hopefully we just continue to help him out.
Carconi's up to 8 goals. He had 7 goals all of last season. 2 years ago, he had 21 goals. Hey, how about Sean Durzi? That game-winning goal in overtime. He took a penalty in the third period. Was so frustrated about it, and then came out of the penalty box, almost scored to win it for Utah in regulation. Wins it in overtime. He's got 10 points in his last 12 games, and being healthy has just allowed him to do so much this year versus the injury-riddled inaugural season. And we heard from Sean Durzi after the game.
Team win. I mean, what does this group take away from a game like this, especially at the end of a road trip?
Again, emotional one. I thought we did a good job staying mentally engaged. I loved our third period. But it's how can we refocus? How can we get ready for the next one? I thought this was a big one for us, obviously, finishing the road trip off on a good note. But now it's for our group, it's about, you know, stacking wins and, you know, getting points consistently.
When you talk about the details in terms of what made this successful, pressure at the end of it when this team was sticking around, what can you say about how you guys re-engaged?
Yeah, to explain it, I thought, you know, sometimes we're playing hockey and, you know, we're not grabbing a game and taking it. And I thought tonight we did a good job of going at them, being aggressive and taking, you know, what they gave us, but doing it with intensity. And I thought that's important for us, is how can we build momentum from that, and then stacking shifts. You saw one line was going out there changing, and, you know, the other line's flying out there with the same intensity. So that's important for us. And I mean, we have a really deep team and a lot of good players. So it's how can we all build this together and, you know, keep moving forward.
Obviously, Gunther is a momentum changer. Carconi also in 2 straight games getting goals for your group. How is he a momentum changer as well?
Yeah, Karch has been, I mean, I'm not even going to say as of late, he's been awesome. Whether you guys see it on the ice or we see it in the room, he's a great guy for our group. He's a hell of a player. And I think lately, just thinking the game really well, using his legs, making smart hockey plays, not through them, but what they give him. And again, hell of a player, and happy he's on our team.
Seemed pretty hot at the end of regulation on that call. Just what happened there, and then what was the emotional roller coaster of that, the penalty box, and then scoring the winner?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you take one, and yeah, I wasn't happy with it, but again, the ref, I know how fast the game is. The ref's going to make the calls he sees fit, but not to get too emotional, I lost my grandfather a few weeks ago. I said a little prayer in the penalty box, hoping he had our back there, and then to kind of get that OT winner for him. And yeah, again, I'm going to try not to get emotional, but he was an important guy in my life, so it was nice to get that one for him.
Head coach Andre Turney telling us before the game, we win 2 out of 3. It's a good trip. We don't win, not a good trip. It was a really pivotal game for the Mammoth on Monday in Manhattan. And here's head coach Andre Turney after that game.
Here we go. Another great performance by the guys. I think we played really good at 5-on-5. We applied a lot of pressure. We didn't give much. I didn't like our penalty. Take it the way you want. Say what you want about it. But I didn't like anything about it. And obviously, everything they create is off their power play. But at 5-on-5, I really liked our effort. What I like the most is the way we react in the third, the pace we had, the drive, the grit we had in the third. And I think we found a way to score a big goal and get the win.
Sometimes emotions obviously take it to a different level, but in this one, it was the intensity of those emotions that also helped Durzi in the end. What can you say about him in that effort?
Absolutely. I think Durzi is that kind of a guy in our locker room, in our team. He has that passion, that grit, that desire to excel. Those are intangible. You don't always see from the outside, but when you're in the inside, you're in the trenches with the guys. You see what he has no retreat in him. He's always go forward. So I like that about him a lot.
It felt like there was a lot of added pressure, or rather applied pressure in the third period. What was bend but don't break about that period?
Well, I think first period was excellent, a lot of pace. Second period, we got a little bit in the box trouble there, but still. we were not playing bad, but we're not playing with the same pace that we did in the first period, the same pressure, the same aggression. And when we get back at it in the third, I think, like I said, right from the first shift, the guys were on it, and that paid off.
Krauser and Schmaltz in overtime to help make that goal happen. What are you seeing out of their efforts and just all these underlying performances that help these guys score goals throughout these games?
I think there's those guys play really well. You know, it's an important game for us. We have high expectation for us in the second half. We talk about hard and demanding was the schedule before Christmas, and we kind of battled through, and we were where we wanted to be, but we expect good thing for us in the second half. And that trip is important because you can go back home at 1-2, or you can go back 2-1, and that is a huge difference. And now we're playing 10 of the last 14 at home. We're by far the team who played the most game on the road in the league. So now we have an opportunity to balance everything out and to prove what we want, who we want to be. So I think it was a big game. Like I said to you before, we're playing really good hockey, but we need to find ways to win. It's not just winning the battle of the data, it's winning the game. And tonight, we did both.
And we'll be talking all about it on Mammoth Daily today, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Utah Mammoth YouTube page, Mammoth Plus, SCG Plus. It's a Tuesday mailbag. We'll answer your questions. We'll get Mike's morning after, more on that big victory at New York. We'll look ahead to Wednesday's homestand opener against the Ottawa Senators. That's Mammoth Daily, and we'll be back with you coming up tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, Hockey Night in Utah on the AM side, 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.